Hey there. Start here with another level 99 no mods clear against Mecha Osta. So we've taken Wondrous Flash Lightning off the team because she is just so overpowered that clearing this with no mods with a Wondrous Flash Lightning is yeah, fairly easy. I can't imagine too many people having trouble with it with the Wondrous Flash Lightning, even at EX1. So here we've taken her off the team. We put Elena on the team. She's the next best leader skill that we have at the 750 across the board. This is going to be a wind team clear as opposed to lightning before. And since we have Elena, that means we can bring units like 2B. And so 2B is on the party here. She's going to help us out with some damage. This is really going to be Malphasie's fight, though. This is she is going to be the big featured DPS unit on this one. She's going to deal the most of the damage. But we've also taken out Kaito. Which means this is going to be a 3-turn clear as opposed to a 2-turn quick clear. We've taken out Sylvie and we put in Rosa in her place because Rosa has some nice killers for this fight. We put Chizuru back in there just because, you know, Chizuru likes wind. And so yeah, let's get in there. Let's see how we get this fight done, and then I'll show you the gear at the end. All right, so, you know, I know people are worried that maybe Elena can't take this fight because she doesn't have the mitigations for it, but if you're not putting the attack and mag mods on, she'll do just fine. Just bulk her up. So for turn 1, she's going to do Celestial Guard. This is her Omni cover that comes with the 90% mitigation for 1 turn, so we're going to do that, followed by Benediction of Azure Crystal, so that we also just make it a plain old magic cover. And then we're going to do, you don't need to do Shelga if you have Chizuru on the team, because Chizuru will actually provide 85% magic mitigation. So I'm actually going to skip this and just do a Kuraga just to make sure that she has plenty of HP. Okay, Rosa is going to do, she's just going to do a double Kuraga. Alright, and that's just for Elena to make sure she's got plenty of HP. Cacteria is going to shift. Alright, still a very reliable breaker for quick clears. We're going to save her big defense and spirit ones for later. You could go ahead and do them now. There's no reason you can't do them now, but I'm just going to do power breaking, magic breaking, and then cactus break. Alright, so that does an 89% attack and mag break, and then an 85 for everything else. We're going to start with Malphasie. So Malphasie is going to do As the Crow Flies to imbue and imperil wind. Strong Tailwinds is the ramping amp for the party. Okay, so she'll use this to give everybody the 100% wind amp. And then Skilled Scavengers for the mod boost, and Murderous Mob for the Imperil field. Alright. 2B, once everyone's imbued, 2B can then do her Brave Shifted LB for the mod boost. Chizuru will just do Strong Samurai, Staunch Samurai, and Focus Spirit for the magic mitigation. Okay, so there you go. You see, we honestly didn't even really need to cure Elena on that one, so the boss barely even chewed through her barrier. Anyways, now Rosa has to wake up Malphasie because she got targeted with the sleep. We don't have anybody on the party that can put up an ailment resist buff, so yeah, so we just use Rosa to Isunaga that. And then she'll go ahead and put a bigger dragon killer on Malphasie. Cacteria honestly can just guard this turn. Well, actually, I guess she can hit the boss. That way, you know, she's at least getting a little morale for just hitting the boss. Elena on this turn will do some morale fill. We'll do Crystal Echo for the field. We'll do Benediction again, and then you can do either one of these other cooldowns because they both, I think, do 500 morale. Let's see, does that one do 500? Yeah, so that either one of those, just for a little morale bump, is fine. You just want to make sure she's not provoking. All right, and then we'll do Avoid for the Mirage. That's for Rosa, because she is our passive provoke unit. Machine Killer, and then Supreme Support to fill up her LB. Chizuru will do, we can do Orochi Blade to imbue, because that does some morale fill. Breezy Barrier to remove any imperils, and then, actually, you know what? No, we'll do Orochi Blade to imbue, because we don't care about imperils. And then Focus Strength and Focus Mind for the 400% attack and mag buffs. Alright, and Malphasie will just do triple Rapid Peck, because each one of those does a bit of morale. And then Fleet Winged Flyers for the 150 amp and the mag store. Okay. All right, so we should be well set up to kill this boss now. Now the boss has put up another full buff, but this one is dispellable. You see it does a full buff there. You can dispel this one. So we'll use Million Needle Assault, which does a perfect dispel. And then Armor Breaking, Mental Breaking Needles for the 89% Defense and Spirit Break. Alright, so the boss now has no buffs. Perfect. And he's fully broken. Rosa will do her LB. If your Rosa is only like EX0 or EX1, she does have fill LB in there. So like on turn 1, instead of doing 2 Kiragas, you could do fill LB as one of your actions. That way you can use her LB on this turn, because her LB does the attack and well, we've already done the attack and mag buff, but it does the 250% LB damage buff, and it also does 135% Dragon Reaper Killer. All right, we've gotten the Machine Killer from 2B, and so Rosa takes over the Dragon Reaper Killer for us. All right, so now everybody else can just do their LB. Shift 2B to normal. Chizuru can shift to Brave Shift form. The nice thing about this team is everybody is extreme Nova chaining, so yeah, very easy. Start with 2B to get the higher Katana Imperil for Chizuru. So I'm going to do 2B, Malphasie, Chizuru, and Elena. All right, that's going to be the order I'm going to go. All right, let's see how we do. We should do well over 3 billion. The boss has 3 billion HP. We should do well over that. So even if your units aren't as strong, when I show you the gear, if your units aren't as strong, you know, don't sweat. Yeah, look, if we did over 6 billion. So the boss is evenly weak to all of its 3 weaknesses, by the way. So that's something new that they've started doing with the bosses, where usually there's like 1 main weakness and then 2 minor weaknesses. This time they're all the same at a native or an inherent 40% imperil to all of them. So it's kind of nice. That means you're free to pick whichever element. You're not like, you know, forced to go with the main weakness if you don't have a strong enough team for the other 2 minor weaknesses or something. So yeah, I mean, Malphasie killed the boss all by herself at 3.3. Boss only has 3 billion HP, but obviously your Malphasie might not be as strong as mine. Mine's EX3. It's got, you know, top tier gear, but you know, you can see everybody else can kind of pick up the slack. You know, 2B and Chizuru, they can easily pick up the slack if your Malphasie's not nearly as strong. All right, and I'm already done farming at this point, so I don't really care what they offer me. So let's take a look at the gear real quick. All right, so Cacteria can be whatever. You can ignore this gear. This is just favorited gear. Honestly does not matter. She's strictly here for the breaks and for the perfect dispel on turn 3. Elena, just gear her for bulk, really. She just needs to be bulky. So just as much spirit and HP as you can put on her. You don't need to worry anything about elemental resists. If you're just doing a quick level 99 clear, just bulk her up. Yep, that's all you need. Malphasie, we're only worried about the shift form, and as you can see, I gave her all, you know, all the best gear. I could have given her you know, like equip helm, so she could equip the Clash of Wills helm, but you know, she doesn't really need it. She's strong enough as it is. But if yours isn't nearly as strong, you know, maybe yours is only EX 1 or 2, not level 130, or maybe you just don't have all the gear, it's really fine. You know, it's massive overkill here. But here are the killers that I used to get her all up on her killers. She has the Moonlit Parade vision card, because that also has some dragon killer on it, and so I think she's capped on everything, right? Yeah, 300 machine, 300 dragon, 300 reaper, over capped on LB damage. So sorry, I hope you can't hear that. It's a bus right outside my window, so apologize for that. You might have heard that bus just taking away. Rosa, all she needs to be is passive provoke, so I just used Perfect Provocation. That's all she needs, so that she can provoke those single target physicals on turn 2. And then you just need to make sure you give her some Mirage somewhere so that she doesn't die. You don't necessarily need to have Rosa, but you know, if you have, obviously if you have Kaito, he's great because he provides Dragon and Machine, and then you could just find somebody else to provide some Reaper killer on the party. 2B, so she also has a lot of Clash gear. She's got her own STMR there, so you don't need to have like the Dark Vision's Katana. Getting her up on the killers, I think it was a little difficult getting her up on the killers, so no. So Machine and Dragon are 300, and then 275 Reaper. That was the only one I couldn't max out. I'm sure I could if I took more time to sort of min-max it, but that's all she really needed. In abrasive form, she can be naked because she's just there for the mod boost. And then for the machine killer buff and all that stuff. So all the damage is here in this form. And then Chizuru in a normal form, again, can be whatever. You don't need to worry about it. I have Tyvus' Spirit on here. You don't need it. Obviously, I didn't use it. So don't worry about that. In her Brave Shifted form, she's a bit harder to gear for this fight, but here's the gear that I used. Yeah, Griever is from the Final Fantasy VIII Vision World, and it has 50% LB damage and 50% machine killer, which is nice. Cypher's Coat also has some machine killer on it. Yep, so that's what that's there for. Besaid Blue Bandana is Reaper killers. And then here are the materials that I used. Last Guardian is fantastic because it's got 75 machine and dragon. Alright, that's really good material for this one. Cool Smile, it's nice. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Okay, it's not going to make or break your team, I don't think. Especially if your Malphasie is really strong. So yeah, 275 machine, 200 dragon, 300 Reaper at least. Yeah, you can see she's not easy to build for this one, but again, I'm sure if I min-maxed I could probably figure it out, but I just didn't want to waste that much time. And yeah, that's the team. So there's an easy win team to get you through level 99. If you pulled Malphasie, obviously. Malphasie pretty much carries this one for you. I'll do one more level 99 clear with a dark team using like Melissa and Ibarra as sort of the main core of the team, and yeah, and that'll probably be the last level 99 clear. I might try like a budget clear or something like that. But anyways, thank you guys for following me. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you on the other side.